So I'm not sure if it was the initial issue or not. I know that when I remove it from the old hose and put in a new one, I kinda damaged it just a little bit. I don't know if that's why it's leaking or not, but next step is I'm gonna have to replace it, obviously. So I just went to Advanced Auto Parts and ordered power steering pressure sensor. It was $30 with some coupons, whatever. I got it for $20. So I'm gonna replace it now. Like I said, I'm not sure if that was the part that was leaking initially. My advice, I didn't find stuff like that online, any guides. I'm sure there are some online, but my advice, if yours is leaking, you have power steering issue, fluid is leaking, clean everything up first, use engine degreaser, water, clean it all. Turn the car on, move the steering wheel a couple times and just look around, see where it's leaking. Maybe all along it was that switch. Me not knowing, I replaced rack and pinion and replaced high pressure hose. So first double check. On the bright side, they're a guide now, good guide for Honda Ridgeline, how to replace rack and pinion and how to replace high pressure power steering hose, because there are none on YouTube, at least from that I checked. So now there are guides for that, but also I'll put a guide how to change out this high pressure switch or pressure switch. So to replace the switch, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna disconnect this connector right there. Okay, it's off. You could see maybe how it's covered in power steering fluid. It's leaking actually right from inside. So now we're gonna remove this switch. I'll move the connector a little bit further away, just out of the way. And correct way is you'll need 2 wrenches, and one of them needs to be very thin wrench. Mine are kind of wide, so I'll see if I'll have to buy one or what. But for this one I use 17mm to hold the high pressure hose. By the way, if you replace power steering hose, my advice is might as well replace the switch right away. It's a lot easier to replace it when the hose is outside of the truck versus now. I'll try to use vice grips just to remove this. It's not a really good way to remove, but I don't have enough place to stick another wrench there or something to take it off. Just came back from the auto parts shop. That's the sensor. I noticed I definitely messed up the other one when I was removing it from the old high pressure hose. I don't know if it was broken before or not. This stuff should not be rotating. You definitely need a thin head wrench. Went to Home Depot, they didn't have any in stock. So what I got, hopefully that's gonna work, is vice grips like this. They're very thin, so I'll try that. So that's a bad one. That's a good one. Just so that you could see how much space there is. It's really not much at all. I wish they'd make a bigger, not just tougher to install like this. So obviously I'll take this cover off. I'm gonna hand tight it first, and then I'll have to use this tool. Now I'll try to hold high pressure hose with maybe a wrench or something, because you don't want high pressure hose to metal pieces to twist and break, so be very careful with it. Once it's there, just take this plug and plug it in. I'll actually first just clean it with a paper towel a little bit, just because it's covered in power steering fluid. Okay, somewhat clean. Now I'll just plug it in. So what I'll do now is I'm gonna start the truck and again check everything for leaks. I think I secured it pretty tight, but I'll double check, make sure it's not leaking. So everything looks better now, no leaks. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wash this side off again with water, just make sure there is no power steering fluid sitting anywhere.